we're gonna be talking about being social.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Creative Couple Podcast, Episode 2. Today, we are driving back from Austin, Texas, on our way to San Antonio because Austin, Texas has the best wings. Wings Up. If you guys haven't checked that out, you should check it out once in your lifetime. Wings Up at Austin, Texas. It's the only wing joint of its kind, and they've only got one establishment, and that's in Austin, Texas. It's so good that we dedicated this Saturday to taking a trip to Austin and getting some wings. So
I don't know why Adrian wanted to do a podcast on being social or not. I guess because he is social and he is really good at networking and talking to people, but I'm not.
The title of this podcast, I think, is going to be, Are We Social? As a couple, I don't think we are as social as other couples. There's couples that go out a lot together with their friends, to bars or like to the movies or lunch and stuff like that. First of all, I think the problem is that we don't have a lot of friends individually, so if we don't have a lot of friends individually, that limits the chances of having a lot of friends as a couple, kind of, you know what I mean? Especially because we're new in San Antonio, sort of. I would say, honestly, that Mary has more friends than I do here in San Antonio.
Even though I do have school friends in Miami, which, they're awesome, don't get me wrong, I still wouldn't say I'm social because, I never go out with them or anything, and that's been a problem with me ever since, my whole life.
Ever since my whole life.
Yes. My whole life, I've always had friends at school, and I have fun with them and I like them and I don't have anything against them. But the friends I always make, we never go out of our ways to hang out, go to the movies, do sleepovers or whatever. One thing I've told my friends before is I'm sorry, but if I have two choices and one of them includes Adrian and the other one doesn't, I'll probably choose Adrian. So I don't know. I guess if I didn't have a boyfriend, I would go out more. And it's not that I feel like Adrian controls me or anything, but I just don't have an interest in hanging out with other people if I can just hang out with my best friend,
Aww.
So fake.
I can say that I don't have friends anymore because Mary does control me. I'm just kidding. Okay, I want to ask you, the viewers, a question. If you've been in a relationship, do you notice that you start hanging out less with friends? And if so, do you feel like it's because your significant other, if your partner, would get jealous if you kept hanging out with your friends? So it's okay, well, if I want to keep hanging out with my friends, I got to include my boyfriend, but I feel like he wouldn't fit with them. I feel like that's an interesting question, and I would like to know you, the viewers' thoughts on that question. I have hung out with Mary's friends, and I like hanging out with Mary's friends.
Everyone likes Adrian, so even my bosses like Adrian. They enjoyed having him over whenever we had that summer party. But yeah, so Adrian is a very likable person, which I don't know.
That goes back to my theory that I am an introvert, even though Mary believes I'm an extrovert. Right, Mary?
Yeah, it's been an ongoing argument with Adrian because he thinks he's an introvert, but I'm no. But I guess it also comes down to the definition, and I don't really know the exact definition, so all I know is that Adrian is much, much better, and it's natural to him to be able to talk to people, and that's more than enough for me to say that he's not an introvert. But it's true, Adrian prefers to stay home over most of the time. A lot of times he will want to go out and he just likes driving. So yeah, like, but he is an introvert, I guess, in a way. But he's really good at socializing, and he's not afraid to speak up, and he doesn't mind being the center of attention. So, it's confusing. Like, it's a good mix though. Like, I wish I was like that.
I feel that's a definition of an introvert, when you feel more comfortable being by yourself, or like not around too many people, versus like being around a lot of people all the time and getting energy off of people. So that's why I say that I am an introvert, and like Mary is too, because Mary also doesn't like being around people, although I think she does. So I think
I feel like I do like being around people. I'm just very insecure. So there's a difference, because when I'm around people, like, I'm thinking like, ooh, I want to say this would be funny, but I don't say it because I'm afraid that no one will find it funny and I'll just be weird, or I'll mispronounce something, or I'll get stuck, So I think I do like being around people, and I wish I was an extrovert, but because I'm so insecure, I can't. So
okay.
it's different. It's like a little, like, we're kind of like opposite in a way. Yeah.
Then let me try to reword our argument. The argument is now, I am a super secure introvert, and Mary is a super insecure extrovert. Because I feel like Mary does not mind being around a lot of people.
And I enjoy it sometimes. Like, I love going to like family gatherings, because I love just being with like a lot of people in the same house. Like, I just love that.
No, that is not me at all. I do not like, I'm not hating on my family, but I do not like being around so many people in family gatherings, and like being all in one house. Like, a lot of times when there's family over my house, I like just get in my car and I just drive. Oh, even if it's just like nowhere for like 30 minutes, I just tell my mom like, hey, I needed to go do this. And she knows that I just need to get out and like breathe. But I just get out, I like just kind of try to sneak out, like nobody notice. And I just get in my car and I just drive around like, the area where I live. Because it's just, like, I don't know what it is. And so, yeah, I think that's it. But then again, when it comes to being in a situation where I know, like, I can shine in a way, like, I'll take it. Just, I don't know. It's not that I like it or that I enjoy it. But it's just, I don't want to seem like I'm shy and I don't want to be there. Like, I want to make the best out of the situation, even though I don't want to be there. But sometimes it's not like I never want to be anywhere. It's just that I prefer to just not be around so many people. But if I am, and especially if I'm around Mary's friends or her coworkers, like, I want for them to have a good image of me. Like, when they think of her boyfriend, like, I want for them to think, oh yeah, like, Adrian, such a nice guy, I like him. But then I'm like, what do you call it? Controversing myself? No, what's it called? I'm like controversializing myself. I don't even know how to say that, because I'm contradicting. Yeah, I'm contradicting myself, because like sometimes, like after an hour, I'll be like, okay, Adrian, just survive. Like, I'll enjoy an hour, but after that, I'll be like, all right, from here on out, it's just about surviving.
I don't know, but I was gonna say that I kind of disagree with what you just said right now, because you said that whenever there's like, we go and hang out like at a party or something, like, you just want to stay there for an hour, and then after that it just becomes like surviving. I don't agree with that, because I can count with one hand and two fingers only how many times we've been to like events, like one like the social party during the summer, and the other one last year at Josh's house. Like,
Yeah.
those are the only 2 times I can think of when we've, like, gone to, like, a party kind of setting. And I mean, like, a calm party, like, not a crazy party. But, those 2 times, like, you have wanted to stay longer. And you've enjoyed being there the whole time. Like, I think. And I think our major, and I think I can speak for both of us when I say this is a problem. When we think of having to go somewhere, we like don't want to think about, like, we don't want to do it. We're like, oh no, I don't want to go. But I feel like once we're actually there, we actually enjoy it. Like, can you agree with that? Because I feel like that happens a lot to me with a lot of things. Like, just thinking about, like, do I really have to go, like, get out of my house and, like, leave and go and be somewhere where I'm not going to be comfortable. But once you actually get there and, like, you start talking to people and everyone's relaxed and just having a good time, like, it becomes easier and you actually start enjoying it. So I feel like that happens a lot to me, and I think it happens to you too. Like, I think it's for us, it's just the only problem is, like, pushing ourselves to, like, get to that point. But once we're there, like, we're good, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know then. I can't, like, pinpoint what it is, but I just know that I consider myself an introvert, and I think Mary is actually an extrovert. Why do you think you're insecure? Because you're an extrovert, because you don't mind being around people, but why do you think you're insecure versus, like, yeah.
I don't think I'm an extrovert. Like, I wouldn't call myself an extrovert, but I do enjoy being with people more than you do. I think that we can say for sure. Why am I insecure? I don't know. I guess growing up, I've always been shy. I always was the quiet kid. And honestly, like, I'm pretty sure if people who were with me in elementary saw me right now, or, like, if they see me right now, 'cause I'm sure some of them do, like, they probably think, like, wow, like, compared to how I was in elementary, like, right now I'm, like, the craziest extrovert compared to how bad I was. And I honestly didn't, like, break out of my shell till, like, high school. Like, my whole elementary, I was quiet. I mean, I had friends, but I've always been quiet. I've always been shy. And it wasn't until high school, probably, like, junior year, that I tried to, I don't know, be more, not social, but just be less afraid.
Oh, I got the mic.
Oh, I was like, what?
And I feel like everybody can relate to this, that everybody starts out shy, but everybody has that one point. Okay, I'm going to grab the microphone how I should be grabbing it. Everybody has that one point in their lives that I feel like that they can say, that's the moment I decided I wasn't going to be insecure and shy anymore, and, like, try to be more, social. Like, I feel like everybody's got that one moment. And so right now in the comments, I want to know, what was your moment when you decided, like, hey, I need to stop being so quiet all the time? I'm curious to know, what was that one moment for you? I would like to know. Yeah. So I'm gonna let Mary get back to her story.
Adrian is my first boyfriend, but I kind of was like testing the waters, if you could say that, in high school. Like, I didn't have a boyfriend in high school, but I was kind of in a relationship, but not really. But anyways, like,
You were in a confusing friendship, not a relationship.
no. It was a relationship. But it was a very, very awkward relationship.
Toxic.
Because I was so shy. Like, I would text this guy like all the time, talk, and like, be so open. But when it came to being there in person, I was always quiet. I would never say anything in person. Like, it was so awkward. And like, his friends would even make fun of us because in lunch, like, we would eat together and we wouldn't even talk. Like, it was so awkward. And it was on me though. Like, I was just so awkward, so afraid of like what people would say. And I mean, that was one thing. And also, like, during high school, like, there was a lot of things. Like, I wanted to get involved in high school, but I never did because I was like, no, I'm shy. I have to stay shy and I have to stay quiet because people already know me like that. If I start doing something, like if I join the worship team, people are gonna be like, she's shy. Like, why is she in the worship team? Like, she's quiet. So I always thought, like, and that honestly happened in college also to me. Like, every semester, especially in Brownsville, since every semester you had like a new class, new people, no one knew you. So every semester I would be like, okay, this is the semester where I speak up in class. Like, I would be so excited for a new semester because I would be like, okay, no one knows me, no one knows I'm quiet, so I don't have to be quiet. Like, that was kind of like my mentality, and that was honestly my mentality going into high school too. I was like, okay, everyone back then knew I was quiet and that I was a smart kid and that I was shy, but no one here knows this, so I can just be a new person. A new person I want to be. Like, I want to be able to speak up more. I want to be more social, have more friends. But in high school, I don't think that clicked until, like, after that thing I went through, it just went bad. And I was like, you know what? Like, that was really awkward. Like, I don't like being quiet, and I'm tired of just being known as being quiet. Like, there's other interests I have, and like, I want to be able to share with people. So during that summer was when I started posting videos on YouTube. Like, that summer, when I was just like, it was a dark summer for me. I think it's been the darkest summer in my life, but it helped me out a lot. Like, it was kind of like a new beginning. Like, that was my breaking point, and I was like, I need to be the person I want to be. So, I started posting videos on YouTube, and people started telling me, like, in school, like, hey, like, I saw your video, like, you sing so good, like, I really liked it. So then after all those comments from people being nice, and I was like, oh, people actually like it, I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna join the worship team. So then I joined the worship team, and then after that I just became more, I guess, I cared less about, or like, just tried to be less insecure. I was still insecure, like, there's no way you can get over it, but little by little I definitely became more confident in myself, and like, I wanted to be more involved in school. I wanted to be, remembered for good things. So I just tried to, like, be outstanding, kind of. So I think that's what changed me, but I'm definitely still working on it. Like, I'm still shy, like, and now at UTSA it's hard because everyone knows me, and I'm not gonna have a new semester anymore with new people, so everyone at school already knows, like, oh yeah, she's quiet, but they also know, oh yeah, she has a YouTube channel. Like, everyone there's know I have a YouTube channel, and they all are pretty supportive about it. Like, even people who don't really know me, like, they're like, oh, like, you have a YouTube channel? Like, oh, I just subscribed, and like, so that's really cool. Like, I don't know. So it's just like it's a long process, I think, to overcome insecurities, and I wouldn't say I have yet. I think that's just my personality, whether I like it or not. But there's just You just have to deal with it and try to overcome it. But it doesn't happen from one day to the other. So, yeah.
Her journey from shy to not so shy, but still shy. Actually, I think maybe that's what this video should be called.
Not so shy.
Our journey from shy to not so shy.
I'll let you say you're an introvert, but you're not shy. You're not.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not saying. Well, okay, well, I guess I wanted to talk about my journey, really, and because that's true. Everybody has their journey. Like I was saying, like I'd like to know your journey from shy to not so shy, or from shy to like, social butterfly. Oh, look, an airplane. Oh shoot! Everybody started braking. The car back of me. Oh shoot, that was scary. Do you guys ever drive and like all of a sudden everybody starts braking and you see the car in back of you like not braking as fast? I have to say, and I'm coming clean with everybody, I was like the shyest kid in elementary. No, I was in elementary, middle school, pretty much high school as well. Like I was pretty quiet most of the time. I was very, very quiet. And there'd be like I don't know. I think I was quiet, and I was also just very like, I don't know, like I wasn't exposed to the world, I think, like the rest of the kids around me were. Like I always tell everybody I lived under a rock. Like
every time you say that, because he says that a lot, I think of Patrick from SpongeBob. I always imagine Patrick. I don't know.
Yeah, I usually tell everybody that I lived under a rock most of my life, like all throughout high school, like from elementary to high school. I wasn't exposed to like, because my parents wouldn't really let me kind of like go out to friends, like like sleepovers and stuff like that. I don't know if I really wanted to anyways. I just thought that I wanted to because everybody else was going to sleepovers, and but my parents wouldn't let me, and also like I wouldn't really ask, so it's not like, it was kind of mutual. It's like, I don't really want to go, but I would always just say like, oh, let me ask my parents, and
no, they said no.
Yeah, they said no. So what was I gonna say? So like, a lot of the times in school, it'd be like, oh yeah, like we were playing Xbox and like it was super fun. It was like me, Brian, and Andy, and I'm like, cool. What were you guys playing? Oh, we were playing Halo. Yeah, man, super cool. I'm like, awesome. I have no idea what that is. So like, it was like that, or it was like, oh yeah, like I love Coldplay. Like, oh my gosh, Ashley, yeah, like Coldplay. I'm like, what's Coldplay? And like everybody would just look at me like, wow, you don't know what Coldplay is? Like, weirdo. So not like outcast, but I didn't know what Coldplay was until like high school. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. So
Me either.
yeah, so like, it's like, that's what I mean by like I lived under a rock, and I feel like that disconnect, it just always like, I just always approach people as like, we're probably gonna have like nothing in common, and I don't think I did it like in a bad way. Like I just I was just like, with people, I don't really know them, and I'm probably not gonna have anything in common with them. So I always tell Mary about one encounter I had listening to a comedian that was performing at my dad's hospital, like where he works. He's a nurse. Where he worked. Oh yeah, he worked back in Brownsville. I was like, I don't know, I think I was like maybe 11 or 12 years old. And I remember it was like, his name was Happy, actually. I don't know. Happy. Yeah, his name was Happy. And we saw him perform, and like I was laughing. I found it really funny and stuff like that. And then afterwards, he was there, and like I guess he was like doing meet and greets and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to go up to him. And my dad's like, okay, cool, like let's go. And so we go up, and I guess he says hi to my dad. Okay, he says hi to my dad. We just passed the sheriff. He says hi to my dad. I say hi to him, and there's the sheriff speeding up. Okay, that was scary. So okay, so we go up to Happy, the comedian, and he shakes my dad's hand, and then I shake his hand, and when I shake his hand, like I just looked at his hand like to shake it, because I was like, I don't want to miss his hand, that'd be weird or that'd be awkward. Yeah, but also it's like, I guess, I was looking down, I didn't feel strong enough to like look at him directly in the eyes. I was like 12, he's like, I don't know, 30 something or 40 years old. And then he tells me like, hey, when he's like, let me tell you something. And he wasn't being mean or anything. He's like, hey, let me give you a little tip. When you meet someone and you shake their hand, look at them in the eye. I forgot what he said, like why, like the reason why, but I just understood, and I always have that memory as like, hey, like if you look down and you meet somebody and you're looking down, they're not that they're not gonna take you serious, but like it just feels like you feel insecure. Like it just makes you look like insecure if you like when you meet somebody and you shake their hand, like you go like, hey, hi, nice to meet you, like my name is Adrian, oh hi, like cool, awesome, and you make no eye contact. But he told me like make that eye contact when you meet somebody.
And just a little golden rule. The other day, I saw a post of like 100 or maybe 20. I don't know. It was like a lot of golden rules for life. And one of them was whenever you shake someone's hand, always stand up. Never shake someone's hand if you're sitting down. So, I don't know. I just thought it kind of fit. But yeah.
Yes, that I would say that is a golden rule. So yeah, that happened, and I was like, I think at the time I was like, okay, but that definitely is something that stayed in my, like, I don't remember what he talked about, like, or I don't remember his set as a comedian. I remember that encounter I had with him and like what he told me. So that stuck with me, and I was like, you know what, like, yeah, like, a lot of the times I can be pretty, because I am pretty, like, I don't know, like, I'm the kind of person who has a hard time, like, I really need to try and like look at somebody in the eye when I would meet them. And so that's one thing that I noticed, that I was insecure, I guess, about myself. Hashtag I relate if you're insecure in the comments, or if you're shy. I still consider myself to be pretty shy, because I am not by any means a social butterfly. But I do want to say one thing, that when I realized that I wanted to have like my own business and doing like photography and videography, I feel like that definitely was the turning point for me and like my social life, because I was like, okay, you know what? If I really want to make this happen, I need to actually learn how to go out and be friends, or like make friends with people that I can possibly offer my service to. And that doesn't mean like, okay, I only want to make friends with people to like get money out of them, but it's like, it's all about your self-image. Like, I want for people to know me as like a professional and like social, and that if they were to choose me for anything, like for any service that I was offering, like especially for weddings, that they could think like, okay, you know what, I like that guy, he's cool, he's professional, and yeah, so like I just know that, and like any business person will tell you, how to be successful, it's all about networking. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So that sounds familiar, obviously, and it's true. It's not like, oh, I want to go out and meet people, but it's just like sometimes I'm just somewhere and I see somebody and I just go up to him like, hey, like, what are you doing? That's how I met one of my friends, Obi. I saw him I was at UTSA one day. Obi, my friend Obi, he has a media production company, 44 Productions, with his wife. And the first time I saw him, I was at UTSA. I was going into like the cafeteria towards like the library, and he was walking out, and he had like this huge tripod with a red camera. And I was like, what? I was like, that guy has a red camera, which is like a $40,000 camera. And I was like, whoa, that guy's professional. And I just, man, like, I want to go up and like he just passed right by me. And I was like, what? And I just stayed there. Like, I stayed in the entryway towards the library. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were like, hey, get out of the way. But I just stayed there in shock, and I just watched him go with his buddy, and they paused by the sombria. And I was like, and I've told Obi before, and I was just looking at him, and I was just standing there for like a good 60 seconds. I was like, man, like, I should go up to him and like introduce myself. And I had my business cards, and I was like, man, like, I was feeling like he's out of my league. Like, I'm gonna go up to him, and he's gonna be like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I do weddings and I do YouTube videos. And I was thinking he's way out of my league. He's way out of my league. And, he had a friend, he had a partner or coworker, which made him more intimidating. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, you know what? Like, no, I think I missed it already. And then they started walking away like after a minute, because he put the camera down because it was really heavy. Then they just started walking, and I was like, shoot. And I was like, whatever. And like, I went about my day, and then like, I think about an hour later or something like that, I was walking down the stairs in the university center, or student union. UC. I was walking downstairs, and I see a camera there just like set up, and I was like, huh, that's not the red, but there's a camera there. And then going down the stairs, and I see Obi there chilling, and then his friend Chris, who he was working with that day. And I was like, what a coincidence that I encounter them again after my missed opportunity, and I was just like, no, you know what, like, I gotta do it. And so and I just went down, I passed by them, and I was like, okay, just do it. And I went up to him, and I was like, hey, like, oh, I went up to Chris actually, like, hey guys, what are you guys doing here? And he's like, oh, we're just filming a project for UTSA. And I'm like, nice, like, you guys got a red, right? That's cool. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's Obi's actually, I'm working with him. And then he's like, he's right over here actually. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, hey brother. Oh, he's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? My name is Adrian. And he's like, nice. No, not nice, like, hey, my name's Adrian. Nice, that's a cool name. No, but I was like, hey, my name's Adrian, like, you're doing video stuff? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I like making videos too. I think that's literally what I said. I was like, I like making videos too. I do weddings. I have a YouTube channel. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And then I said, like, actually here, I actually have a business card. I would love to help you out if you ever need any help. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I sometimes I need help, but I'll check your stuff out for sure, and maybe we can like, meet up sometime. Yeah, no, when I met him, he did, when I gave him my card, he's like, hey, my phone number's on there. And he's like, oh, actually, you should grab my phone number and send me a text so I can have your contact. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, okay, he's not just he's like, take my card and like, okay, yeah, I'll call you. And then just depend on him. Like, no, he was giving me his phone number just in case he forgot. And I think I did send him like some videos from YouTube or something, and he was like, oh, cool. I did send him a message. And then, so basically, that was my story with meeting Obi, that I almost didn't because I was just too intimidated, and I thought he was like out of my league with the freaking camera that he had. And, like, the rest is history. Like, not really, but like, ever since then, we've gotten to work on a lot of projects together, and we still have some projects that we have coming up and are thinking about. And he's just a really cool guy, a really good mentor, because he has a media company. I have a startup media company as well. And so it's just really cool. Like, I'm glad that I encountered him, that we got to meet up, that I got a second chance, basically, because the first chance I blew it. I just got scared. I just got cold feet, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to go up to him. But anyways, so I feel like that's why it's important, because if I wouldn't have gotten that, if I wouldn't have seen them around, or if I would have left school already, like, that would have been a missed opportunity right there. And I feel, that's one thing that changes my mind and, like, perspective on being social, especially as a business person, that if you're not ready to be social and, like, make a good first impression to other people, if you're not ready to do that, you are not ready to succeed, because a lot of opportunities are just going to go right past you.
Yeah, that's very important, but it's actually not only if you're like a business person or if you want to do like your own thing. Like, sadly, and I say sadly because I'm an introvert and I don't like pushing myself to talk to people, especially people I don't know. But the truth is that talking to people, networking, and like just being social is very important in any field. Like, I've learned a lot about it now, being with like my engineering internship and just having like my mentors, like just learning from them and their experiences. Like, they always tell us that we need to sell ourselves. Like, you need to sell yourself if you want to succeed. Like, if you don't have any ambition to be better, if you just want to stay with your job your whole life and like you're comfortable with it and you don't have any intentions to be more, that's totally fine. But if you are someone who wants to just see how far they can go, networking is the way to go. And like, you just need to sell yourself, like, no matter what you are. Like, people think that because you're going into engineering, it's like, oh, okay, it's okay. Like, the stereotypical engineer is like quiet, nerdy, so I'll be totally fine because I'm shy and I'm quiet, so engineering is the way to go. No, I'm sorry, but even if you're shy and if you're in engineering, you're gonna have to talk and you're gonna have to sell yourself and you're gonna have to show people what you have to show, And I know one thing that one of my bosses told me is that he's worked for a lot of biomedical engineering companies throughout his life now, and very big ones that are really good companies. And he said that he's only applied and interviewed for a job once, and that was for his internship. Every other job he's had ever since has been through connections, just like talking to people. And like, when someone sees your potential, your superiors will want to help you. If they're good people, like, they'll want to help you and they'll want to see you succeed. But for you to succeed, you have to sell yourself and you have to network. And another thing they always tell us is that we have to network at like events and things like that, because you just never know when's the last time you're gonna see someone who can be beneficial to you. For example, like Adrian, like, you never know if he was gonna see Obi again. And like, he didn't know that Obi would be like a good like connection to have, because now he's done a lot of things with him, and he doesn't know what the future is gonna be like. You just never know how someone can help you or like how someone could use you. So just that's why it's so important to be social and network in the professional environment.
Yeah, so selling yourself, I guess that's sounds weird, but that's a good way to put it. Like, I was working at McDonald's for like 6 months when we barely came here, San Antonio, and I sorry, I like a couple of times, I remember like a good number of times I handed out my business cards to people in my McDonald's, work outfit. And at McDonald's, that's another topic about but in McDonald's, like, I always, no matter what, I always treated everybody like with so much respect. Like, no matter what, no matter if I was having a bad day, no matter if I like was like, this sucks, I hate working at McDonald's, because nobody loves working at McDonald's, but I always made the best out of where I was. Anywhere you are, everywhere you go, just be ready to put yourself out there and, put yourself on the path to success. Sounds so cheesy. Networking, being social. The journey from shy to not so shy.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are getting to San Antonio, actually, and the sun is shining right on my face. But yeah, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on what you just heard. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for helping us make this drive back so quick, right? It felt so quick because we were just talking and talking. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you if you made it this far. We're a creative couple, and we just want to sit down and be able to have some conversations together with y'all and, share our thoughts and stuff like that. Oh, shoot. This is not going to be a good way to end the podcast. My face is probably white right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this podcast. I hope it was valuable. And if you guys would like to see us talk about anything else in the future or for the next video, please comment. Please comment. I would just love to know all the little questions I asked you, like in the middle of the video. I really genuinely, we want to know, we want to know about you, and we want to know who's watching, and we want to interact with you. So please leave a comment. Say if you liked it, if you thought it was boring. I don't know. Just tell us something.
And don't forget, if you want $50, to check the Discover link below. You can get $50 for sure. You'll be giving us $50, so just get it, right?
Yeah, that's a referral code for a credit card. It's a really good credit card. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been episode 2 of the Creative Couple podcast. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.